Let's walk through activity 322, don't crash, specifically looking at the collision analysis section. We're going to first start off by opening a file, and it's going to be the collision analysis file that we've downloaded. It's going to be a very similar file to what we did in activity 321. You'll see that there's a cube placed on the pallet, and it's going to be the pick and place operation that we did. And this file here is going to be the one we're going to use that was downloaded from the curriculum. We're first going to take a look at making sure when we're going to run this main program. But up here at the top in your toolbar, you're going to see there's an enable disable collision checking. We're going to make sure that anytime if we turn this on, it's going to turn into a red and green color. That means collision detection is on. I'm going to click it again. White and gray means that that it is off. So we're going to first run this program to see what it's supposed to do, and then we'll go and check to see if there's any collisions. So I'm going to go ahead and go over to the main program. I'm going to double click on it. You're going to see down at the bottom you get a simulation bar. It provides some messages as well as allowing you to control the play, looping, as well as fast forward and rewinding or anything like that, and also controlling like playback speed. So that kind of stuff there, as well as even moving along between different steps. So you can see as I click through, that's kind of what it's doing. It allows me to go frame by frame, or I can click and drag the little box to see where we're at. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that since we went ahead and watched the pick and place operation, we're going to see that we just want to make sure that this box is all the way at the very end. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn on the collision detection. And then we're going to go ahead and play. So number one, you're going to end up seeing here. Let's see if we can kind of run here. So you'll see that it sets the cube back up. You will see that we get a collision right here. So it ends up having red right there at the end with the Vex magnet. So let's go ahead and check to see what that collision looks like. And we're going to do that by clicking on the arrow next to the collision detection tool, and we're going to choose the collision map. I'm going to resize this just by grabbing the edge of the menu and making sure we have everything in view here. I can also resize it like this. So as we take a look at some of the things going on, you can see that red option there. What this is that this is actually what they call a false positive. And a false positive is not a true collision. It just thinks that there's a collision because the Vex magnet and the joint 6 on our Vex robot arm have to be attached together. So when you look at the top, there's the different parts of our model. And then on the left side here, here's also a column that has the different parts as well. And so we're going to look at, there's a series of green kind of check marks, red X's, and a couple of green check marks that have exclamation points, and then some of these white kind of plus signs. So a green check mark indicates that a collision was not detected between the two parts. Red indicates that it was not evaluated, means there was no collision that was checked. An exclamation point means that there was a collision detected between two parts, and then the white plus sign just means it's a self-comparison and it gets excluded from the collision analysis. So what we're looking for are these exclamation points. Now if I double click to disable that, those will turn into red X's, and notice how the red went away on our robot arm model. So once I do that, I'm going to go ahead and just close the menu for the collision map, and I'm going to go ahead and try to hit play. So for our particular, or even then, let me start back over. Let me go ahead and hit play. Okay, we've picked up a new collision. This is another false positive. This is thinking that we're running and hitting the cube, and this is actually something that, okay, we're definitely, that's intended. So let's go into the collision map. I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to see that between the Vex magnet and the cube, there it is. I'm going to go ahead and let's exclude that false positive. I'm going to close the menu. Then let's go ahead and let's try to hit play here. So you're going to see there's where our menu option happens. And we're going to see that, let's go ahead and actually run this main program over again. So I'm going to double click it to start it over again, hit play. Looks like the collision detection. Let's go ahead and turn this off for a second. And I'm going to just reset the objects here. And let's go ahead and run. There we go. So there you can already tell this is kind of what we have going on. So let me go ahead and run the reset objects command. Let's turn the collision detection back on. And then now let's go ahead and run this. All right, here's where we have a true collision. Our robot arm is picking up that cube and it's trying to put it down into the VEX conveyor belt. And it's actually kind of also making contact with the VEX magnet and everything there. So this right here is a true collision. This would actually cause some damage and would be a very catastrophic kind of event to happen if we allowed it to. So the thing is we're going to need to kind of change how it's placing that, on our conveyor belt. So let's go ahead and go over here to the place command, or to the place target, I should say. We'll right click on it and we'll go to options. We're going to look at the options as far as the place. It's going from the frame place as far as where it is. X and Y coordinates look good, but our Z coordinate is a -10. So which is definitely what's kind of impacting us there. Let's go ahead and change that to 20 millimeters. You're going to see a little silhouette right here of the VEX arm of the positions, definitely a little higher than where it is currently. So that looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and close this. Once we kind of change those options and we kind of see what we've done here, we're going to go ahead and try to run this main program again. Now, I'm going to go ahead and start this from the beginning. We might just go ahead and turn off our collision detection. I'm going to rerun the reset objects, and then let's go ahead and turn on collision detection. So again, this might be one of those things. What I've noticed is that if your collision detection still, it kind of locks in there. So let's turn off the collision detection. I'm going to go over here to the robot, and I'm going to go ahead and say to move to home. So that'll kind of help that. And then I can go ahead and collapse some of these options. I'm going to go ahead and now double click on the main. And there we go. So now collision detection wasn't turned on. So what we might do is turn on the collision detection. We'll go ahead and run it again. And there we are. So we don't have any collisions that are happening, and it's running just like how we did in the last activity, and everything's running really smooth. So couple things there, just as you toggle on and off, sometimes it helps to do that with the collision detection. Go ahead and reset your setup and then try it again, and that'll help with being able to check to see if you've got any real life collisions, but also just kind of working through with the software.